I remember sitting there frustrated just before I got into wild camping, asking myself questions like, where can I camp? How do I start? What gear do I need? Will I be warm enough? Will I be moved on? So in today's video, I thought I'd come out and answer some of these questions. So let's talk about the time of year. So we're currently in November, obviously. I wouldn't recommend starting wild camping this time of year, just because it's cold. You'll have to go out and spend a lot of money to make sure you stay dry and warm and comfortable throughout the night. And I've always said to people as well, if you're going to start wild camping, start in like spring and summer, because you're going to feel the warmth on your tent. It's going to be a good experience. So yeah, I actually started wild camping pretty close to winter, and I got caught in a rainstorm and I was absolutely soaked. You probably heard me speak about it a couple of times. I got absolutely soaked and I was laying in my tent for like 12 to 14 hours, freezing and yeah, shivering. So not a good experience. So instead of going out and making that mistake yourself, learn from my mistakes. So the next point I want to make is about being moved on. So me and myself, I've wild camped for about 4 years now, and I've never ever once come across a warden, if that's the right word, or been moved on. And to make you feel a little bit better about that as well, I know Paul Messner's been wild camping for about 8 years and he has never ever been moved on either, so it's actually really rare. So the title of this video is going to be something like how to start wild camping or something like that. The easy answer to that is you've just got to do it, and that is the that is what it's a case of. It's just one of them things. You've just got to go and try it. There's really no other way. You can sit and think about gear and what you're doing as much as you want. That's when procrastination can creep in and you'll talk yourself out of it. I've done it many times. I'd done it just before I started filming for this video. I was sat in the car for half an hour before I even got out. Let's talk about gear and equipment. Every wild camper I know, they've never just gone all out and spent £250 on a bed and £500 on a sleeping bag. They've always started very minimal, quite cheap, budget friendly, which is the way to go, because if you go out and spend £1,000 on a wild camping kit, you might go and you might not even like it. So it's always best to start small, start budget friendly, and just see how you go, see how you get on. There's loads of options out there now, loads of selling sites, loads of forums on Facebook where you can buy and sell things. So yeah, your options are endless really. Got right the crunch. What am I doing? This is meant to be a video about wild camping. Yeah, so I could sit here all day speaking about wild camping. The truth of it is, you just have to do it. You just have to do it. Do some research on gear and on safety. Safety is top priority. It is for me personally anyway. And I think I'm so adamant about safety because of my first ever wild camp and it going so awfully wet and cold. But I'd prioritise safety up there with one of the top things. And safety doesn't mean when you're out on the hill or in the mountains you're safe. That comes under make sure your tent's up to the job, make sure you've got waterproofs and they're up to the job, footwear being another massive thing. But yeah, honestly, the truth is you just have to start. Just start somewhere. Just start doing a little bit of research, look on online forums, join wild camping groups on Facebook. There's loads of them now. And just start adding your gear up. One thing as wild campers we like to do as well is the point I mentioned before about everyone starting cheap. Everyone starts cheap and then you build your gear up over time and kind of you almost buy gear that modes to you. That is how you start wild camping in 5 minutes. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.